How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Hopefully everyone is having a lovely day. So Jonathan India, there was rumors, there was talks earlier in this season that he could potentially be on a trading block. The Reds shot it down. So now we ain't doing that. That was back in May. That was back before this team was making a playoff push. Now here we are, fast forward in July, and the reports have come out that the Cincinnati Reds have indeed been talking to other Major League Baseball owners and Major League Baseball teams, we should say, about trading Jonathan India in exchange for a young starting pitcher under team control for a few years. And obviously, very believable. Reports coming from an MLB.com executive here. Still, as we know, reports can be rumors sometimes, but the Reds situation, as we know, if you get rid of Jonathan India, they still have Christian Encarnacion Strand, they still have Ellie De La Cruz, they still have Spencer Steer, they still have Matt McClay, they still have 4 starting outfielders, not including veteran Joey Votto, who will obviously be out the door in the near future at his age. That doesn't include the young guys in the system still that could potentially fill spots. They have a surplus of infielders, and what the Reds are thinking here, obviously, is let's trade away the Rookie of the Year, who 3 years in, still looks like he's going to be an everyday starter. He's going to be a solid player, but he's, a subpar defender and a guy that we feel like we can replace because of the talent we have in the infield. It's not a shot at India as much as saying we have guys laying around. Let's try to trade the player that's proven himself the most in the league so far, that might hold some trade value, and send him off on his way to another team. Now, India, mind you, not the versatile one of the guys in the infield as well. Maybe that, obviously impacts his value. But, that's the thing the Reds look at too, is that all these other guys can slide around the infield. Again, India, not so much. The versatility is going to be a big thing for the Reds in the future with these young guys. But India, nonetheless, among second basemen this season, 6 in home runs, 6 in RBIs, 8th in on-base percentage. He's still putting up solid numbers. He's putting up plus numbers. He's putting up above average second baseman numbers. And he's still under team control for 3 more seasons. That holds a lot of value. That holds a lot of intrigue for other teams. So my question is, really, where do you rate this guy if you're another team? What is because you don't see it happen very often. You rarely see it happen, really, where you see starter for starter traded in Major League Baseball. Young starters. These guys aren't contracts. Contracts aren't ending soon. It ain't a rental. This is the Reds want to get a pitcher that's under team control for, 2 to 4 years, and the other team's going to get a player that's under control for said same exact duration. So it's going to come down to what team feels like they're really good in the pitching department. They feel great about themselves pitching. Like, if we could just get one more bat, we can sacrifice the pitcher. And then the question becomes, if you're the Reds or you're this other team, what value do you put on this pitcher? Because, Brandon Williamson's a great example here. Now, do I think the Reds could get Williamson in India first? I'm sure. But the question is, what do other teams value said pitcher? What do the Reds value said pitcher? Because, as a Reds fan, you look at Williamson and say, hey, he's logged some promising starts together. You got to believe this guy's going to figure things out. He's young. Maybe he can be a third man in the rotation kind of guy at some point in time, and sure say, all right, that's great. But let's say that's the situation. Hypothetically, it means nothing. Let's say we're looking third man in a rotation. If you're a team trading for Jonathan India, do you consider Jonathan India a third man in a rotation type of player? Is he worth a third man in your rotation? Is he worth a second guy in your rotation? Do you consider him at a fourth? That's difficult. That's difficult because, again, plus on the power, plus on the runs batted in. I do still feel like, you look at India, you want to put him at the top of your order. I think that's his calling. That's where he plays best. We'll see, personal opinion there. And I think that's another situation for the Reds. It's like, man, they got to figure out somebody they can bat fifth in his lineup that you feel like is a dominant power threat. So, I don't know. I don't know where you begin. We've heard talks, there's been rumors about possibly the White Sox being dealing. Seriously, the Mariners, who doesn't like trading with the Mariners? They be helping the Reds out quite a bit these days. The Mariners, an interesting one, but that's the situation, right? You almost want a team, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. Because, see, a team that has young pitching that might be bad right now, they're saying, well, we're young pitching, our pitching starts to figure out in a couple years, and our bats will come along kind of thing. It's like, yeah, that's fine. You don't want to trade that young pitcher if you're waiting 2 years. If you're bringing in India, who's ready to help your team right now the next 2 to 3 years, Maybe there's a team that's in the playoffs right now, so that's all right. We can make that work. I don't know. I'm interested. I'm really interested to see what the value is for him. I can't give him a number. I really can't. In a league that's so driven by starter for prospect, roster player for prospect, maybe the Reds say, let's send Marte out the door. That's the situation we're in right now, though. They say, we can give you this proven guy. The proven guys go for so much more, especially a young proven guy under team control. And again, the Reds aren't looking, understandably so, they aren't looking for some 32-year-old pitcher. They ain't looking for no 39-year-old Justin Verlander. That'd be a fun time, though. Imagine Justin Verlander and the Mets said, we'll take the contract, go ahead and take him. But that would make no sense at all to happen, period. But, you know, you really wanted to win right now. You know, you bring in a hitter. That's not the case, though, because, again, this is a team that wants to win for a long time. So we'll see. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.